Hello and welcome to Levant TV Headlines. The Islamic State group has claimed responsibility for an attack at a center near Dallas, Texas, exhibiting cartoon depictions of the Prophet Muhammad. GCC leaders have gathered in Saudi Arabia's capital Riyadh to discuss growing international concern over the Saudi-led air war against rebels in Yemen and a deepening regional threat from jihadists. French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius says France and Saudi Arabia are discussing economic projects worth tens of billions of euros. Israeli Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman says he will not join the new coalition government being formed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, citing disputes over legislation. And President Barack Obama will nominate Marine General Joseph Dunford as the next chairman of the Joint Chiefs, choosing an officer with battlefield experience in Iraq and Afghanistan for the US military's top job. Now let's take a look at the top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. Starting from the UAE, the Khalij Times leads, reporting that the Dubai International Financial Centre announced a landmark legal initiative to enable non-Muslim expatriates owning assets in Dubai, a solution to secure their family succession and inheritance rights after their death. The paper also reports that Saudi Arabia is considering temporary halts in coalition airstrikes against rebels in Yemen to allow for aid deliveries. From Lebanon, the Daily Star leads, reporting that a Lebanese hostage who appeared in a video released by the Nusra Front said captives will pay the price for any upcoming battle in Syria's Qalamun. The paper also reports that the army arrested a man for drug possession and 3 others for firing military-grade weapons in Beirut's southern suburbs during a second week of raids targeting criminals. The Egypt Independent leads, reporting that Egyptian officials say suspected Islamic militants have attacked a security forces base in northern Sinai near the border with Gaza. The paper also reports that Egypt's tourism minister says the country will attract about 20% more visitors this year compared with 2014 as the holiday sector recovers after 4 years of political upheaval, violence and street protests. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines from the UK papers. The Guardian leads its Middle East news, reporting that Indonesia will stop sending new domestic workers to 21 Middle Eastern countries after Saudi Arabia executed 2 Indonesian women in Saudi Arabia, angering Jakarta. The ban affects countries including Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain and Egypt, and will come into effect in 3 months. The Telegraph leads its Middle East news, reporting that the Palestinian ambassador to the United Nations has protested to the Security Council about Israel's treatment of children after an 8-year-old boy was arrested for allegedly throwing stones and denied food and water during interrogation. Riyad Mansour, chief envoy of the Palestinian Authority's observer mission at the UN, said the case of Ahmad Zatari highlighted a wider mistreatment of Palestinian children by Israeli security forces. The Independent leads its Middle East news, reporting that Saudi Arabia's King Salman has sacked one of his most senior aides after he appeared to slap a journalist standing behind the king live on TV. The incident was caught on camera as the new king exchanged a warm greeting with Morocco's King Mohammed at Riyadh airport on Sunday. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines in the international papers. China's Global Times reports that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has called for eradicating discrimination against Jews of Ethiopian origin, following violent demonstrations by Israeli Ethiopians in recent days. Netanyahu said he will chair a ministerial committee that will advance a new governmental plan to address discrimination of Israeli Ethiopians in education, housing, culture, religion and labor. And finally, Germany's Deutsche Welle reports that the United Nations condemned the Saudi-led coalition's airstrikes on Yemen's Sana'a airport, saying it hindered the travel of humanitarian aid workers. The UN urged the coalition to stop targeting airports in Yemen so that the humanitarians can reach all those affected by the armed conflict. And for more updates, please visit Levant.tv. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us again tomorrow. Bye for now.